All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Lavalais and Ella live show. I'm your host, Lavalais, and I will be the host for most of the start of the show. Ella is doing a pop up and she's going to be a little bit late. So I'm just going to start the show off and then she will join us within the next 10 or 15 minutes. Okay. So I want to give a shout out to, I see my friend Fern is out in Yonkers. She's in the house with me this afternoon. And I see Rena from Detroit. Nice to have you in the house with us this afternoon. Also, looking forward to coming to Detroit this year, but I don't know. I saw the specs for the festival, and that doesn't really look very good. I think that show has changed quite a bit. I don't know what they're expecting because I think the price also jumped like sky high. It went up to like $1,300 for a weekend there, and then the people have to pay to come in now. So I'm really skeptical about coming to Detroit this year. So if you have any thoughts about it, please let me know or share them with me. If you went to the festival last year and you thought it was a great festival, or you've gone to any ones in the past when they were free, when they were behind the even they were free when they were down at the plaza, Hart's Plaza, but now that they are back at Hart's Plaza, they want to charge people to come in. And they've gone up on the price of the boots. So I'm just really curious. I don't know anyone that did the show last year, but if you have any information about it, let me know and give me your thoughts about what do you particularly think about that particular show. Some of the other shows that I'm getting ready for right now are, I've been very busy. Yesterday was my birthday. I enjoyed my birthday, and thanks to you all that sent me, birthday wishes and, Facebook friends and all of that. And so I'm very grateful for that. I'm really in a work mode because I have a series of shows coming up pretty soon. Within the next 2 weeks, I think they start. Like not this weekend, but the weekend after next will be the first one. And it's a new show for me. It's going to be in Lafayette, Louisiana. It's Festival International, and they've always had like international artists that they bring in. I can't remember this girl's name until I saw there one time. Wow, but they bring in international artists from Africa and some other places that, the Caribbean, and different. They have a lot of different acts. They have reggae. They have folk. They have that Cajun music. They have Zydeco. They have quite a few musical stages. It's a very artistic little town. There's the college there, so it's a nice little showing, and it's a nice little town. Like I said, it's very artistic. I like it. So I'm going to be there in 2 weeks. And then the week after that, I'll be in New Orleans at the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. And that's going to be in New Orleans. I'm going to be there for the second weekend. So, and I know some of my people that are on my show, I will see them at that particular show. They come to that show. It's an enjoyable show. If you've interested in any kind of music or food, it's like the most extravagant show that they put on in the state, and really in the United States. It's one of the premier shows. People come from all over the world to come because they have jazz, they have gospel, they have rock and roll, they have every genre of music also at that show, and it's put on out in the racing area. So it's a big area that's, holds 100,000 people or more at one time. All right. So, and then after I follow up that show, I'm going to be heading up to New York to do the Brooklyn Academy of Music uh, at BAM. Fern knows about BAM. I've seen her at BAM. BAM was a beautiful show. Um, the thing I like most about doing the BAM show is because people in New York have been locked up basically inside for such a long time. I don't know. I think now they've gotten a taste of summertime already a little bit early. So I don't know what it's going to be like. But most of the times, usually, when you go up there in May, it's like the spring is just starting to come out and the people just, the sun is out, the temperatures change, you can wear short pants and, short sleeve shirts and stuff. So it's a whole different feeling because you've been, in your house or in your workspace for the whole year. You've been doing that, so this is the time when everybody gets a real chance to really come outside and express themselves. So I enjoy that show. It's one of my favorite shows. I've been doing it since I lived in New York back in the '90s, and so I still go up there for that particular show. So I'm going to be there. That's going to be my third show, and then my fourth show will be Capital Jazz Fest in Baltimore, in between Baltimore and Washington D.C. That show has changed a little bit. I'm going back this year. Last year I did not go. And the year before that I went and I wasn't impressed with the way that they did that particular show, the changes that they made. They used to have two stages. One would be for really jazz, and then off in the woods they had R&B. So they had R&B going all day long, and then they had really nice jazz, Boney James and everybody else playing, but the past couple of years, it's been more like rhythm and blues. I mean, you got Common or you got somebody like that, which has really been the headliner. So it's been kind of an unusual setting, and it's changed quite a bit. But it's a really I don't know. I don't do the jazz festival down in Florida that everyone does. I can't remember the name of it, but the one up in Baltimore, I mean, it just, people come out for it. And I've been coming there for many years. And I've been going there and doing that show for such a long time, and it follows the other show. So those are my four shows that I am getting ready for right now. And so I'm also working pretty much by myself, doing my metal, doing my bamboo. It's hard to find someone local to that is interested in my profession. So most people want to be rappers, or they want to do something else, or superstars. That's what they want. So they don't want to learn how to make jewelry or anything like that. So it's very hard and for me to find someone to help me. Um, okay, with all that being said, I have a couple of pieces that I'm going to show this afternoon. I'm going to, Ella will probably be on later on, and then when she comes on, she's probably going to show one or two hats. All right. So, hey, look, I see a couple more people have joined into the room. So we have more people in the house. Give me a shout out. Let me know you're who's here, so I can say hello to you. Okay. All right. So if you're in the house, let me know who's in the house. Okay. All right. I see no comments. Oh, okay. There we go. That's all right, Rhonda. It's okay that it's been a while. It's not a problem. I was going to say, were you from Kentucky? And I was going to say, you're from Paducah. All right now. My favorite people are from Paducah. So, hey, and Manhati's here in the house. Great to have you in the house with us also. Um, Glad to see you. I hope you had a great day. And I see you're on YouTube, watching me on YouTube. I see you got your little YouTube symbol up there. So that's great. All right. Um, so, as I said, great to have all of you on the show. I'm going to show a couple of pieces. Ella's going to join us later on. She had a pop up today. So it's going to take her a minute to get from her pop up to get to her house and get online with us. But she will be online with us. And there's Nate, my man from Big Chief down in Florida. All right. All right. Where everything is happening. I try to stay away from the politics of it all, but you can't escape it. There's just so much going on that it just sinks into whatever you're doing. And like I've really been busy, but the politics of woke and abortion and all of the stuff that's going on, people stealing top secrets, and I mean, it's pretty hard to keep your mind going straight with all of that stuff going on. So, all right, Zanetta, hi, glad to have you in the house. All right. So, some of my favorite people are in the house tonight. All right. Chief, when you're going to show on our show? I know you bring in stuff from Africa. You go make your trips and then you come back. And I assume you're a trader. So, we'd be interested in seeing some of your things on the show if you'd be interested in showing them. So if you want to give me a shout out sometime, this weekend, I'm available, or you can email me or text me, or, and you want to talk about that. I'd really like to talk with you about coming on the show and showing some of your things that you bring back or that you import. All right. No problem. All right. All right, Zanetta, glad to have you in the house, as I said before. All right, so let me get on with. I'm going to try and slow roll through these. I only have a couple of them that I have that are new for you guys this afternoon. So, and let's go ahead on and show a couple of things here, Zeke. All right. And we'll start out with BAM number one. This is a pendant. It's amber. And one of the things amber does, it absorbs negative and stagnant energies. So if you have some amber in your possession, then it's believed to align your body. So, and as you can see, this piece, I hope you can, if you're looking at it on your TV and maybe not your phone, I don't know if you can see the detail in the amber. Most of the amber that we get is of African origin. It's all from Northern Africa. And it usually comes like you see it on the strand behind you. Which is basically what we all know as being the amber. But if you take the cover off of what you see there, there's no telling as to what's up under there. So I always like to explore with stones and amber, and so I go ahead on and change it quite a bit, or polish it up, remove the cover layer so that you can see a little bit deeper inside of the amber itself, because it's a fossilized thing. It's so many millions of years old, so it's taken on a beauty that's unlike any other. So this is a piece with the Janami and the amber piece, and it's $275. And if someone wants it on the show, I sell it for $225. So it's It's BAM number 1, and it's a pendant. It has a big piece of amber on it. Let me see if I can show it so that you'll get a better idea of what it looks like. Right, see, there we go. Okay, so you can see the real size of it, and you can see how that amber, shines in the light. It really does a really beautiful. It's a beautiful, really beautiful piece of amber. Okay, so that's BAM number 1. And like I said, for anybody on the show that wants it, it's $225. All right. BAM number 2. Let's move on. That's BAM number 1. Let's move on to BAM number 2. And so here's another Adinkra piece. And it is also amber. And it has it's a bracelet. And this one is a nice size. This one fits my arm, my wrist, basically. I think I'll just put it on here because it fits my wrist, and I'll show it. See, and it has it has the Sankofa scrolls on it with a nice piece of amber on it. If you see the difference, you can see down into the amber. It's really also another very beautiful piece of amber. When you look deep down inside of these pieces, there, like I said, you see something totally different than what it started out being. So, and that's a whole process that I really like. So, this is a cuff bracelet, and it sells for $300. Okay. And it'll be on sale for like $250 if you want it on the show. Okay, these are all pieces that I'm making for show pieces that will be displayed at my booth. So that's why they're probably a little pricey for today. But like I said, I'm offering you, if you're interested, within the next weekend, by this weekend, if you're interested in this piece, you can have this piece at the price that I'm quoting it for it today. Otherwise it's going to be what it is when I go to the show. All right. So, and again, like I said, amber is believed to align the body and the mind and the spirit. Okay. So, if you need a nice piece of amber in your life, this is a nice bracelet for you to have. And like I said, it depends on who wants it. It's not. It's see, it goes with my ring a little bit too. Got my ring and my amber piece. So I keep my body and my mind and my spirit aligned because I've had this ring on since I made it a long, long time ago. All right. So we're moving on to BAM number 3, I think. Is that correct? All right. So here is another piece of amber. And this is a ring that I enjoy making. I have a lot of fun making this particular ring when I design this ring with the circle and the half semicircle. And so I'm in the process of making 3 of them. I've made it before, so this is probably the 3rd time that I've made this particular ring. It's a good seller for me. It's normally $300 when at a show, so $250 for anyone that's interested in it. It's this particular one has the yellow amber. I also make the same ring with the red amber and the white material. Sometimes I do that. So I make this ring in a couple of different ways. It's always the same shape, though I like this particular shape. And so I had another ring that I was going to break out tonight that It was labradorite, and it had this beautiful blue piece of labradorite. And so I worked on this ring, and I had made the ring so that the ring was up, and the light reflected up underneath the ring would give you the blueness of the stone that was in the ring. And yes, Barbara from I know Barbara and her husband. That's correct, from Paducah. I haven't seen them in quite a while, and I first met them at I, I don't know if you get these guys are some wonderful people. I first met them at the Essence Festival many years ago. Um, I saw this couple, and you talking about was styling. I mean, and all very much ethnic in terms of what it was that they had. Their styling. It was just, I mean, just beautiful, and they just dressed to the T, and I just love that. And when they, came to my booth and bought something from me, we became friends, and we've. Barbara would always buy my ear spears. She has a whole collection of my ear spears, and they're both very church orientated. And they lived in Paducah, and I was always thrilled with Paducah. I never have been to Paducah because it's not on any path that I take to go anywhere. When I go to Chicago, it's about as close as I ever get to being able to go to Paducah. Um, I think one time when I came from Detroit, I usually drive everywhere because uh, I like my display, and my display usually takes up quite a bit of space. So I don't mind carrying it to wherever I have to go in order to be able to make my booth look the way that I want it to look. So, but one of these times on one of the trips from Detroit, I came through Kentucky, and I decided to come down. Or that was from Detroit. Yeah, when you come down from Detroit, you come down into Ohio, and then you cross over into Kentucky. And so if you're in Louisiana, you have one or two choices. You can go from Kentucky to Tennessee. You really go from Kentucky to Tennessee, and then you go from Tennessee into Mississippi, and then over into Louisiana. I think, but on one of those trips that I had, I decided that I would go to Lexington or to Louisville. I'd never been to Louisville, so I drove through Louisville and then on over, and I think I even went or came close to Paducah by going that particular way one time. So, but I always look forward to seeing Barbara and her husband at the Essence Festival, which I may be doing this year. I'm not sure. I don't really want to do Essence Festival this particular year. Essence Festival has gotten to be a little bit too much, $2,000. So you're pretty much $3,000 or $4,000 in the hole before you even make your first dollar. So, and then they've restricted the selling times from. They closed the booths down at 5 o'clock, and they don't want anybody to be in your booth. And I had one of my best customers that was buying from me, and they were from Oakland, and they were in my booth, and they were, really enjoying what they were seeing, and they were buying it. And all of a sudden, I hear my name over the top of the loudspeaker, and they were telling me I needed to close my booth. So I see Ella has joined us. Hey, hey, hey.
Right off of a show, I ran in, everybody. I am here. I'm here. Hey, Lavalais.
All right. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. And happy birthday. I know I missed it early. I missed the first 15 minutes, but happy birthday.
Oh, thank you so much. My birthday story was really, I've been working and working and working, so I really can't. I decided I couldn't take a break. So, and then I talked myself into late last night. I said, okay, well, since I hadn't had myself a meal, I was going to go to the casino and have myself.
Ooh.
I was going to have myself a meal. There's a local casino that's not very far away that's on Indian grounds, so you can
Oh.
always go to the casino. And usually they have like, the restaurants are open or little big spaces, but things change so much that there's very little going on in there. So by the time I got there, all the restaurants had closed.
Oh
You
no,
know,
you went out too late.
yeah, I got there kind of late. I got there after 11 o'clock. So
You
but I did.
go.
I played a couple of hands of blackjack and I won. So I got up and I left.
Yay. Okay. Well, I saw you showing a little bit of jewelry earlier on, telling people about the amber, which was quite interesting.
Yeah, I was into showing. I think the last piece that I was at was the round ring that I make with the amber and the red amber and the the white material.
Ivory, woolly
Yes,
mammoth, woolly mammoth,
woolly mammoth
woolly
ivory.
mammoth. Okay, okay.
Correct. And you know, it's really a shame that people poached, elephants the way that they did, and
Mhm.
now people have to suffer because of that, because of what somebody else thought was a real nice thing to just go and kill all the damn elephants. Well, it's like, just because it was bigger than you, like, okay, I got a shotgun, so let me go kill it. Oh man,
Yeah,
a
I
bad president. But
yeah,
anyway, so
yeah.
so let me move on. I have a couple more pieces to show, and then I'm sure you're gonna show a piece or two. Is that right?
Yes, I grabbed a few pieces from the pop-up that I'm doing today. I'll talk a little bit more about it a little bit later. I'd love to see what else you're going to show.
All right. So let me continue on. Let me ask you though. I know you go way back to when we first started Essence a long time ago. I know you don't do it anymore,
No.
but do you remember Barbara Amos and her husband?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, 'cause she always wears your hats too, right? She's a hat person.
Yes, yes.
So we have a friend of hers on from Paducah today. So
Oh,
because
beautiful.
that's where they're from. I mean, they're from Paducah,
Okay,
Kentucky.
beautiful. Paducah. I just love the name. I like saying it. Paducah. Yeah, Paducah, Kentucky. Sounds like a place that you might want to live.
Yeah, it's really out there in nowhere land because it's not near anything. I mean, there's no big city that unless you go to Louisville. I guess that's the biggest city in Kentucky. So I guess that's where you go. But it's like way off before you get to Memphis, and you know, not far from Chicago, and it's just in a weird place. But it's always been a strange place because they said if you could make it in Paducah, you can make it anywhere. That was the whole show thing.
Okay, I thought they said that about New York. Like if you
New
can make
York
New York,
or something about Paducah.
Paducah as well. Okay, that's a new one.
Yeah,
Good. That's a new one.
yeah. Can't remember that exactly. Maybe I said that wrong, but same thing, same scenario.
Okay. Okay. So
All right.
let me see what else you're going to show tonight.
Yeah. So let me finish with my pieces, and I'm right in the midst of that. Okay. All right, Zeke. Bam, number 4. This is another one of my mass pieces, and this one is all sterling silver, so it weighs probably, it's a little heavy. It's all sterling, and it has a mask on it that I created. So it's a mass ring. So it's probably about a size 8. All right, and it is $200. It's all sterling silver. All right. And again, like I said, any of the prices or any of the things that I show on the show tonight, if you get them this weekend, fine. If you don't, then they go to my show because I'm getting ready for my shows. Good evening, Ruby King. Glad to have you in the house. It was nice seeing you recently. All right, so let me move on. I have two more pieces to show. Bam, number 5. This is another ring. This is kyanite. And kyanite is a very powerful ring or very powerful stone. And it's Bam, number 5. It's one of my favorite stones. It's kyanite. It's blue. And it looks like it's crystallized inside. Okay, and this ring sells for $175. Bam, number 5. Bam, number 6. Okay, I'm glad that Rhonda is giving us a little information about Paducah. I got to check that out. I see you 5 hours to Chicago. Yeah, 3 hours. I got you. But you got to travel to go somewhere from Paducah. All right. So this Bam number 6 here, this is a Chardon sea green excuse me, I got to bend down. Hope you it's this stone has the power to soothe self-doubt and bring inner peace to the wearer. And it's a little bitty bracelet. It's not a very big bracelet. It's very petite. It's for like a size 5.5 or 6 wrists. It's and it has the Beise Saka symbol on it, which is also an Adinkra symbol. And as you can see, it's a nice, pretty green, aqua green color. And the BC Saka symbol, which is a symbol of affluence and power. Okay, it's one of the Adinkra symbols. Bam number 6. And it sells for $175 also. All right. And Bam number 7. I have one more here. Okay. This is my last piece that I'm showing. This is Bam number 7. And this is lapis and the Bisisaka symbol. Lapis boosts the immune system. It purifies blood and lowers blood pressure. Okay, it's cooling and a soothing stone. And it's lapis. And this is this bracelet sort of more or less is probably about a size 8. And it's a beautiful, beautiful piece of blue lapis. As you can see in the photograph, it has a really, really pretty blue to it. Okay, and that's Bam number 7, and it's $250. All right, so that's it for those particular items. So welcome Ella back to the show. Can we have her back on? All right.
I'm here.
Yes.
I'm so glad to see some lapis. It's one of my favorite stones. It's just that beautiful indigo blue. And we don't see too many jewelers out there, at least I don't, on the circuit that I'm involved with. I don't see too many using lapis. You see a lot of amber, maybe the woolly mammoth, but lapis, it's such a beautiful stone.
It is a real pretty stone. And I saw this beautiful blue one, and I was like, oh, I gotta have it, And so I was able to get this at the gym show in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah,
So
it's lovely. It really is. I wish, like I said, more of the jewelers that we know, plus yourself, do more lapis pieces. It's just wonderful.
yeah, well, I like a lot of different stones myself. Yeah, it fits a size 8 wrist. The lapis does. Okay, the lapis with the BC Saka. It's probably about a size 8.
And what was the name of the one with that light color, like
Green
vintage
cal.
green?
It's called green Chalcadony.
Chalcadony.
Yeah, I can't
Did I
say
say
it
it right?
right. That's it. But
Chal
it's a
Chalconde. Yeah.
yeah,
Chalcadony. Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
Chalcadony. That
I can see
sounds
it in my mind, the word. Yeah.
yeah. It's a beautiful. It's a
Yeah.
pretty stone also. You know,
Yeah.
and that particular one I cut out. Some of my stones. This one I bought the stone like it was because I mean it was just already there. But most of the stones I will just buy the rock, and then I will eventually I'll get to cutting the rock, and then I love what I see in the stone. You know, just
Yeah, I was kind of impressed. Lavalais came to LA straight from Tucson, and he brought over to the booth to show myself and Tite. He brought over the rocks, and I actually just didn't realize that just the gem is in there. And I know you cut it and everything, but it's just a rock as far as I could see. But yeah, I was you took me to a whole nother level. Like I didn't know. I learned something by seeing that.
yeah. It's hard to realize sometimes that when you see something like this and you didn't realize what it was before it got to this point. Because
Yeah.
before that it was just a stone. It's like somebody had to cut it and polish it and do the whole nine to it to make it what it becomes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I was impressed. Looking forward to seeing those pieces. I know you mentioned Jazz Fest earlier, so yeah, guys, if you really, really do see something that you like over the next couple of weeks, as I was telling people today at the pop-up, you need to get it now because I guarantee all those pieces will be sold at the New Orleans Jazz Festival. So yeah,
Yeah,
special
thank
one.
you, Ruby. Ruby wants this piece, so it's yours, and I'm glad you have it because
Yay, Ruby!
believe me, it
Yay,
will be going
Ruby!
to the show. So this one will not make it to the show. So
Fantastic! It's a gorgeous piece. It really is. Yeah.
oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful stone. Believe me, you'll be very happy with it.
Yeah, Ruby's asking, do you want me to send her? Does she want you to send? Does do you want her to send her info? That's what she's saying.
Yeah, yeah, you can do that, or yeah, please. I think send me your information, and then I'll send you an invoice for it.
Yeah. Have to
Okay.
wrap my brain around that. It's been a long day, guys. So yeah, but I got some hats to show you.
Well, that's a good thing. You see, I'm wearing mine today.
I see, yes, and
Yeah.
I've got a couple of hats that are coming your way that will be for you at Jazz Fest.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
I'm. I asked Kathy to design some pants for me. So I look forward to getting some pants from Kathy that are going to be a little bit unusual. So I'm looking forward to
Okay.
a whole new look here with Jazz Fest and a new
Ooh.
hat.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to seeing it. So let me show you some hats, guys.
All
And
right.
yeah, I don't have any slides because I've been at a pop-up here in Philadelphia all day. And Zeke, I don't know whether you were able to upload that picture for me, but there we go. So I am here in Philadelphia. We did today, and we have one more day tomorrow. It is the I Am Beautiful show, and it was amazing this evening. Absolutely amazing. We had such a rush of people come and shop with us and support us. And as you can see are there on the list, some of your favorites. Melody from KI Jewelry is here. Tribal Truths is here. Sweet Octavia, Ashanti Fields, and a few other wonderful designers, Renee Bolden Designs, and also IE Spa Indulgence. and it was special. And we have one more day tomorrow. So please, if you're in the Philadelphia area, please come check us out. There we go. Tomorrow's the last day. It is the I Am Beautiful show, and it's at 8030 Germantown Avenue in Philadelphia. Come see all these wonderful designers. We might have a little bit of rain, but hey, we've got good vibes inside. So please come and check us out tomorrow. All right, that's my little promo for that show. I'm going to show you a few hats. And I grabbed these hats real quick from the show, and I thought, well, let's do orange tonight. And we're going to show them live because there's no slides. So first hat, orange, is the lace fold away. It's in orange, guys. I dyed orange straws last week. So turquoise the week before, if you remember. Orange is this week. And this hat, there's only a few available. I think there are 3 available in orange, okay? The lace fold away. I will try it on for you. If you've never seen this hat, great packable piece, okay? Great for traveling, great to play with. I know some people at the shows might be a little bit afraid to play with the hat, but please have fun with it. Isn't it? It's a gorgeous color. It's a great shape. And I'm just remembering in LA, there were a couple of new hats that Miss Ruby purchased. And she said she needed a video of me trying on the hats and showing you the different ways of wearing them. So maybe I will do that with some of the hats so you can see. But this is the lace fold away, packable, great shape. Great hat, one of the best sellers, and it's priced at $64. All right, another good seller for the season is the swirl. It's in ivory on the website. I think it's in turquoise too, but it's now going to be in orange as well. It's for small heads, small to medium. The little swirl pops up. It has a roll brim. Nice weight of straw, not too heavy. I was really listening to some of the ladies at the show today talking about some hats can be too heavy and they get hot in them. So this one and the fold away are definitely nice lightweight straws, great for the summertime, not too hot. All right, this one is priced at $77 and it comes in different colors. And I would say a sister to it is called the koi hat as well. That also comes in yellow and turquoise and also madam. Those 3 hats are for smaller head sizes: koi, madam, and swirl 22. All right, check those out on the website, lipshats.com. All right, I'm going to show you a couple of one-of-a-kind pieces that, like I said, I grabbed from the show today. Okay, great orange. This is a sisal straw. It's knotted, textured, one of a kind, knotted leather all the way around the band of the hat. These are special pieces because they are one of a kinds. I'm gonna dip it this way, I think. It's a different way. All right, frames your face nicely. About a 3-inch brim. Has some structure to it. These are not packable pieces. They're definitely one of a kind statement pieces though as well. This is priced at $165. Okay, if you're in the Philadelphia area tomorrow, come see it in person. You can try it on, check it out, and maybe take it home with you. If not, go to the website lipshats.com, purchase it there. We can do it that way. I have another orange hat for you. This is a deeper orange. It's been in the dye just a little bit longer than this one. You can see this is more of a tangerine here, I guess. And this one, what would we call it? Deep sunset, maybe? It's deep sunset orange. It's a little bit of a higher crown. You have that pony hair leather on the front with knotted leather on the sides. It has more of a classic fedora shaped crown. And again, you could pop that brim all the way down if you want to, or pop it up. I personally like them up because I like to be able to see, number one, and two, I just like to keep the crown deep and make it all about the eyes. But that's how I like to wear hats. Some people like to pop it down just a bit, and they maybe do an angle thing. You know, hats are very personal, so you kind of just make it your own. There's one way that it's been designed, and then there's a whole nother way that you're going to wear it and apply it to your own identity. All right, this hat, again, great orange hat, hand dyed, texture straw, and you have that pony hair on the front there. All right, the other hats that I picked, oh, I have a couple more orange, and then a new design that I think you might like. All right, so we're going to show the smooth. The smooth hat is on the website in various different colors. I know there's a couple people at the show that I had yesterday that got their eye on this hat, but I just grabbed it real quick and wanted to show it. It has a nice tie-dye fluid feel to it. It's very summery. You could pop that brim up and make it all about the face. You could pop it down. It has wire in the brim, so that's why you have that like dip going on. Just the wire just bowing ever so slightly and creating that feeling. That's what I like about this hat. It just flows. So this one is called Smooth. It comes in various different colors on the website, and it's priced at $165. This is Smooth. Come check us out tomorrow, and all the shows that we have going on, both myself and Lavalais, different events throughout the country. Come see us in person. We would love that. All right, I've got two more hats to show you. One is this is a new style. It doesn't even have a name. It's a great easy wear hat, neutrals with a little bit of black trim on it. It's a cutaway brim. It will be up on the website by Monday. It is brand new. All right. For those that just want to be neutral and just keep it just interesting angles, interesting shapes, but they don't want too much of a hat, that is this hat. No, you might be wondering, why is she going from side to side? So you can actually see what the hat looks like. All right, this hat's priced at $72. It's got nice angles going on, and it will be up on the website lipshats.com by Monday. It doesn't even have a name yet. See the cutaway brim on there? All right, brand new design. And one last design, I always take a lot of big wide brim hats to some of my outdoor festivals. So I just wanted to show you one of those that I'm designing for the festivals. These may or may not go to the website. I shall see if I have time to photograph them. But this is one of the wider brims that I do for festivals. Great looking hat. It is a coral trimmed in orange, and orange again, it's almost like a double brim. All right, this is one of my favorites of the moment, and it's priced at $225. All right, that is my last hat for this evening. I think I showed a little bit of this, you know, a little bit of packable easy wear hats, a little bit of fabulous all that hat, and you know, a few in between. All right, Lavalais is back.
Yeah, that's a lot of hat, man.
That's a lot of hat.
That's a lot of hat, but I know I know there's a woman that wants that hat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is like I said, we're getting into that season where people, you know, want those big hats whether it's for church or whether it's about a festival, the big hats are very popular. And as it gets hotter, now's the season.
Oh yeah, they got your own shade tree, so that.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Hey, and I see you all jeweled up. I guess you've been out though. You out
I was
doing
at a
your
pop
thing.
up. I was at a pop up. The pop up. I literally walked in the door and got on camera with you. Literally dropped my bag, and that was it. So yeah.
Yeah, so look, I had a new little ring design that I kind of like I'm working on.
Ah.
It's kind of one of those little big for your finger type things,
Oh, I
you
like
know?
that.
Huh?
I like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be real nice. It's gonna be like one of those long, you know, and so I've started working on that design, and this is probably about as far as I've gotten with that because,
It
you
it
know.
looks a little like infinity.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I started off with a square and then worked myself into that particular pattern, and I really like that. So I was like, okay, that's going to be real cool. Then I'll be able to
Okay.
do some different things with some different ends, doing some different things on it. So
Okay.
I'm kind of happy with that. You know, like I say, I'm in a work mode, so it's really nice. I can see you're stretching. I mean, you've been dying your butt off. So
I I actually have, like, I go on automatic and just you know turquoise was last week, orange was this week. I've got fuchsia. Before I get on the road, I've got to do fuchsia, and I've got to do more yellow and also chartreuse, like a lime green. So those colors are coming. Yes.
All right. Yeah, days are getting shorter though.
Oh, they're getting longer. They're getting longer. So yeah.
All right. So before we go, I want to answer Rhonda's question. She said, she asked me a question about whether or not I've gone to Arkansas to dig for the crystals that they have in Arkansas. And Arkansas is above me. So, and they have Herkimer diamonds. You can go and go dig for your crystals and diamonds up in Arkansas if you ever want to do that kind of a trip.
I've it reminds me of, I've driven across country a couple of times and driving through, what's that name of that place? Quartzsite. Is it called Quartzsite Valley or Quartzsite City or something?
Quartzite. Yeah.
Quartzsite. And you driving through and you see all these people out in the desert in their RVs, and they're out there digging for crystals and gemstones and maybe diamonds, I don't know, but they're out there digging.
Oh yeah, quartzite is a big thing. See, in Arizona, well, you can actually they will let you lease a set of a parcel of land, you know, for a certain amount of time. That's why those people come with their RVs and
Uh-huh.
stuff like that because they actually lease the land so that they can go ahead on and find whatever rocks or that are on that particular site.
Interesting.
So it's really interesting, and
I guess once they've actually leased that land for a period of time and gone and, I guess, basically pulled from the earth what they need, then that place is going to be dried up for a while, wouldn't you think? That there's
well,
nothing left.
not really because different people look for different things. You
Okay.
know, uh, all gemologists they don't all look for the same thing. They all some of them are looking for minerals, some are looking for stones. So it's like
Okay.
different people look for different things, and so and you can't really just like excavate. I mean, you can't pull stuff up out of the ground. You can't
Hmm.
bring in big trucks and stuff like
And
that. You
start
have to
really
use,
mining.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you got to use a pick,
Uh-huh.
axe, and something to find whatever you're gonna find.
All right. And you get what you need and you move on.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the thought process. Got you. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what that's all about.
yeah, I
But
have
it's
seen
really
that.
nice. It's really nice to, when you grab that stone, that rock, and then in that rock you find this other beautiful object that's just like, yeah, Mother Nature is badass and always will be.
So have you ever done that yourself? Have you ever gone and dug for
No, I
rocks?
haven't really done that. I don't know if you remember in Chicago, we met the guy that had all the stones in Chicago. I can't remember his name right now, but he comes to Chicago every
Oh, the
now and then.
Shona stone from
Yeah, he shows stone.
Zimbabwe. Colin.
No, this brother's from out in Arizona. He's really from DC, from Washington. He really lives in Washington,
Okay.
but he actually goes to Quartzsite every year, and I met him out in Quartzsite one year. And he actually goes with the miners and do all that stuff. And those guys are really good. I mean, they're really interesting people. They always want you to, oh man, hey, you want to come up and mine for some shit with me, and you're welcome. And I like, so one of these days I'll probably take somebody up on something like that, but
Mm.
for the most part, I haven't even mastered the gym show yet. I go
Okay.
there every year.
Okay. Because there's so much to see, right?
It is so much to see that
Mhm.
you can't do it in a day, and it's so it takes a while to really get to see everything that you might want to see.
Right.
So it's
We
just
have
amazing.
we have a comment from Tite. She said if you're constantly digging, you're turning over the earth. Different things pop up. I guess she's sort of agreeing with what you said. Just different things pop up, and then another person comes along and is looking for different things than the previous person.
Yeah, the only thing, I mean, the only thing that we're really depleting the earth with are probably things like fossil fuels, which are like oils. We're pulling that up at the earth and we don't put anything back in. And so that's like a cavity to me, you know what I mean, that doesn't exist, that somebody's making happen, what I mean? And uh, two or three people own all the silver in the world. So whatever silver mines that they are, or copper mines, or things like that are exist, people sort of own them already, or some big corporation owns them, but in reality, like I said, the Arizona thing, which is really cool, and probably some other states are like that too, where you can just go and go out in the woods or in the mountains and dig for whatever you might want to find,
Right.
you know,
Right.
because there's so much beauty in the earth for you to discover. You know,
Yeah.
like I said, I was working on earlier. I mean, I had this beautiful ring that I had been working on that I thought was really going to be really pretty. I raised the thing up, and it was labradorite and it was blue, and so it needed to have light up underneath it so that you could see it, so that it would shine really nice. And I was working it, and I hit the damn thing with the hammer, and it
Oh
cracked on me.
no. Oh no. Labradorite is one of my favorite stones. It's just like it has this light within it. And I can just imagine you just like hitting it and just like, oh, it's all gone. I feel
Oh,
bad.
yeah, I will never ever hit my labradorite with a hammer again, because
Oh.
I sometimes I look at stones like they're stones, and then but labradorite is on more of a glass, so it's like
Hmm.
easy to crack. So I'm gonna have to try and cut me a stone. I don't know if I probably have a piece of labradorite that I'm probably gonna have to cut to replace the one because I made this ring and I think the ring was really beautiful. So I'm gonna see if I can make me a stone to go in the ring again.
Those things that happen, right? Yeah. I mean, it's not as bad, but sometimes happens with me with dyeing straws. Like you have a day, and sometimes it's the temperature in the room creates a bad dye job, and you've gone ahead and you've put in 20 pieces of white straw that you're going to dye, and it comes out and it's like, oh, it's awful, like it's horrible. So then it's like there's not much you can do. I kind of put it to the side, and then I might even revisit it the next year and say, okay, I can either work with it or I will re-dye it.
Uh,
But yeah, there can be days like that. Yeah, I love days like this. By the way, we had 85-degree weather, and it's just perfect. Today is a perfect day for dyeing straws. It really is.
oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. I started out. I actually was doing a casting this morning, so I started prepping my casting work last night before I went to the casino, and and then I turned on my kiln, and so I had the kiln going all through the night. So, and I know that when I wake up in the morning, then I have to get ready, and I go out there and I cast the metal, so that was my chore for this morning, and so I got through that, no problem. All my metal came out really nice. I was happy as hell, So then I came in my house and I turned on my washing machine, and I forgot I had taken the 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 uh, the tubing out of the hole, and so I flooded my whole
Oh
room.
no! I have to ask, why did you take the tubing out?
Oh man!
That's
So
a
it was great. It was great that it was a good day.
Okay. Okay. One of those days. I get it. I get it. But
Yeah.
at least your medal is fine.
My medal was pretty. It was fine, so I'm glad about that. You never, you when you don't cast regularly. I know Tite's husband, I think her guy. That's what he does. I think he casts quite a bit, right? And if you don't cast all the time, you know what I mean, and stuff don't come out the way you want it to happen. So, I'm getting to that stage where things are starting to look the way that I want them to look when they come out of the kiln,
Good.
or when I pour the metal.
Good. Those days are good days when everything just goes right and you're like on top of the world. Like, oh, yes, that
Yeah.
orange dye is perfect, or that cast is perfect. And it's like, yes, we're onto a good thing here. Because you see the end in sight. Like even me dyeing orange straw, like I can see like all the way to the customer. I can see like, oh yeah, orange straw, and I could do this and that with it, and then the festival, and then who's going to be there, and yeah, it's just like you see it all in your head, like
Yeah, things start to roll, especially when you're, like I said, when you're in that rolling mood and you got everything going. 'Cause
yeah,
I'm a person that I don't know, I'm not a person that can do things a lot in advance to make sure that I don't have a lot to do when it comes time for me to do whatever it is that I have to do. I'm one of those last minute persons when I come up with all the ideas in my head to do whatever it is that I want to do, and so I sort of work like that. I mean,
okay,
things, that's sort of the way that I work.
okay. Yeah, that's good to know. Everybody's different, right?
Yeah. If some people can plan out their stuff and do this and this and this and this, nah, not me, man. I gotta, I jump into something and I work on that until it's totally finished, to where I want it to be. Then I'll move on to wherever else or whatever else I got going on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not. I'm about 50-50. 50% a planner. This is what this, and have things set down. This is what I'm going to do, and then 50% just let it flow, and whatever comes out. Just like, and I love that. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, well, that's where I am most of the time.
That's what makes it true.
Because I can't plan. I can't plan ahead, man. I can't plan. I can't. I mean, no, I plan. I make long-term plans. I can do that for myself. I've always done that. In terms of who I am and what I am and what I want to do. But when it comes to making a piece of jewelry or something like that, it might not. The design might not come to me until I sit down at the damn table and look at the piece.
Right.
Sometimes it'll come to me while I'm in the doctor's office or driving down the street or something. I see something,
Ah,
you know. Yeah.
okay. Well, let's plan to be here next Friday, guys. We will see you next week, which I think is the 21st. Yeah, April
First,
21st. So,
yeah.
yeah, thanks for hanging with us. I hope you liked what you saw. And if you did, please share with your friends. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe if you haven't done already. Hit that notification bell so that you know when we're coming on, and tell your friends about us. We would love that.
All right, everybody.
All right. Have a good night. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. All right. See
All
you
right.
next week.
Good night.
Good night.